Welcome everyone, today we have a special guide for Tower Fantasy. As you guys can see behind me, we have an Excel for calculating the free-to-play amount of freebies or crystals, golden moculus, red moculus we can gather. And I did some rough calculations I'll go through with you guys, and we'll be estimating how much of the free-to-play crystals we'll get per month, which can be regular, how many of the golden summons, how many of the red summons. I have written some notes which I'll go through with you guys because there will be stages we'll need to consider. Regular monthly income, one time only, and also event-based income. And finally, at the end of the video, we'll also talk about predicting the monthly event and how much we'll get out of that, and an inside view of the gacha game. So because Tower Fantasy is a gacha game, I do want to give you guys some additional insight about how to treat this game and how to get more out of it, free to play or low spending. So coming over to Excel first. As you guys know me, usually I make Excels for Genshin Impact and also Lost Ark. So I want to make more Excels and more summaries for you guys, and Excel will be available. So if you want to adjust your own numbers, make sure you make a copy of this Excel. I'll share this with you guys. So come over to Files and go to Make a Copy to make your own copy to insert your own values. So this way you can keep a track of how much you're getting. But it's quite straightforward. I'll run this quickly through with you guys and give you guys a brief summary. So for the standard golden moculus income, mostly you'll be getting off from the daily bounties, which will give you 1 golden moculus. And for the cloth supply, in case you guys have forgotten about this, the cloth supply will give us about 20 of the free summons, whether it's a golden moculus or golden cloth supply with the chips. So here I just counted them as the golden moculus, but those could also be the chips. So just be aware of this. So together we'll get about 50 golden summons each month regularly. And if you do pay for the monthly pass, you will get 10 extra of the golden summons from the monthly path. Now next up, we have the standard dark crystal income, and those are calculated into various forms. For example, we get about 90 crystals from the daily bounties over 30 days. We also get about 80 crystals out of the 7-day login. So there's a lot of things you want to consider that can be regular, right? So I'll show you guys the 7-day login. Where did it go? So many things to find. Hello? On there, here it is. So you can see there's 20 crystals here. So out of 7 days is 20 crystals. So in a month is about 80 crystals. And we also got crew rewards. Every week it's about 100 crystal if you're the lowest member of the crew. If you're higher in the hierarchy of the crew, you get 480 up to 600 crystals a month for the crew reward. We also get additional crew reward for the crew parts. So I'll quickly give you guys a briefing. So you also get some crystals over here, and 50 crystals per what you call it, per crew duration. We'll probably get a little more than 80. And as for PvP, you can get anywhere from 100 crystals up to 500 crystals. So I took the middle point, maybe we'll get 300 crystals a month for this particular part. We'll also be getting additional crystals from the weekly part. So if you come over here, a lot of things for me to click actually. Where's the weekly one? Not this one. It's probably this one, right? No, this one. Okay, it's this one. So yeah, the weekly part, you also get crystals from the weekly activities. So this actually sums up to 1,400 per week, or per month, not per week. And finally, as for the battle pass will give us 200 free crystals. If you don't even purchase a battle pass, you still get free 200 crystals. And this is on a 42-day rotation. But I'm sure most of us will get the 200 crystals within the month. So I'm considering this monthly. And those are the major regular incomes of your crystals and also free summons if we do not have any events in the game. But we do have events in the game. So here what I want to do is, I want to give you guys additional comparison, just a little bit, of what happens when you pay into the game for the monthly pass and also the battle pass. And we also talk about the free summons that we get from the events and also the free crystals we get from the events. So let's go through this one quickly. Now let's first have a look at the potential events and also crystals that we have gotten in the past 14 days. Notice that this is not for the whole month. I'm basically counting what we got out of the game for the 14th day, but this is a rough estimate, which I'll talk to you guys about after, about the monthly predictions once we have the regular game. So currently, we got about 200 crystals from maintenance. There was 2 maintenance. We got 600 from bug fix. We also got 800 from the 7th error from Nemesis. If you guys are not sure what I'm saying here, you can see the crystals that I can claim in the mail, and those were some of the crystals that we claimed at the start of the game. Now, I'm not saying this will happen regularly, but we're just using this as a point of reference of what potential crystals you can get a month. And later you see my estimations. I actually don't calculate those too much in the future. one of the major focus is going to be the executor training and also the summer breeze. So this is one of the first event we got as a regular event, or like a event that is coming, and this is the event with the alpha rates of the gacha, right? I know you guys know this one, and this is also the event that give us the login side by side. So this is 500 crystals earned on side by side. Should be 500, right? This only says 400. Okay, I'm missing 100 here. But there is also 10 red summons that we can earn. And over here, what we can see is in the event shop, you can also buy the red markers. You can buy 2 of them. So those are very important for us to predict how much we get per month as free-to-play player. So we said 500 over here. Maybe it's only 400, or just write 400 over here. I thought it was 500. Maybe I missed something. You guys will let me know. And over here, I have included the summons from those part. Now, one thing again to notice is I did include a side by side, which we get 10 red orbs and also 10 of the golden orbs. I know most of us know that this is likely not going to be a frequent occurrence. So there's 10 red orbs over here, and there's also 10 golden orbs over here. This won't be a frequent occurrence, but rather this is just to help us to predict, and I'll show you guys more predictions after. Now, we also got 10 golden orbs for getting the top 3 on the chat for Tower Fantasy when the game was released. So those were some predictions of the red orbs and also the golden orbs per month. So those values were used to predict per month. Notice that we're only 14 days into the game. So I used some of the one-time only ones to predict the per month ones. And this brings us to the rates, not to the values. I'm a little blubbing myself. Hopefully this is a good enough summary to see where I got those numbers from. And here to focus, the total free-to-play crystals are estimated for a month is roughly 4,500. And total free-to-play golden summons, we get about 70 of those, which is pretty nice after you have explored your map. So after you have explored your map, you can still expect about at least 60 or 70 of the golden summons. Now, it is a little low on the red summons. About a month, we'll get around 22 red summons. And this is using some rough estimations. Now, that you guys are wondering, what about the estimations? So, let's quickly come over here. And something I do want to share with you guys is we talk about the regular monthly income and we talk about the event-based income. I won't go through too much of the one-time only loots, but I do have a video for this in case you guys are curious. There is also a lot of loots you can get one time, but this is not frequent, right? So it's not going to be in Excel for now. Now, how I'm going to predict the monthly event and also reward frequency is that I'm guessing right now it is likely 2 to 3 events for global a month. It is kind of different. Gee, oh man, I can't spell global for some reason. Yeah, it is kind of different from global to Chinese side, so I won't use the Chinese version to predict, but we're using our experience and what we see. So it is likely we'll get 2 to 3 events per month, and events will last about 7 days, unless it's a major event. Major event can last anywhere from 10 to 14 days. We haven't gotten a major event yet, but the game developers has been quite generous. For the latest event, or the 2 combined event, so the combined event was called the Executor Training, I cannot say that word for some reason, Executor Training and also Summer Breathe. So this combined event did give us about 500 crystals, and also this gave us 10 red orbs, or actually 12 red orbs if you combine both events. So using those numbers, we're guessing we get about 500 crystals per event, which is, after 3 events a month, we can get about roughly 1,500 crystals. And if we expect 10 red orbs per 2 event, we can get roughly about 15 red orbs a month. And those were some future predictions of the upcoming free-to-play currencies that you can expect to be earning. Now, in order to give you guys a more concise summary of what that means for free-to-play players, so about 4,500 crystals plus about 20 red summons. So the summary over here is you can expect about 50 to 60 red orbs per month, including pretty much everything that is lootable in the game. And you do want to be aware the frequency of the banners that is occurring in the game. So Nemesis in the Chinese version was 16 days. In the English version is 21 days. So now I'm going to say is we can expect somewhere around 16 to 21 days per banner. Let's say I want the longer banner days. So if it's 21 days, what that means is pretty much every month you're expecting to get yourself about 60 red orbs. That's saying if you used all your currencies. If you do plan to save a banner, let's say if you're planning to save the Link banner, if you plan to save for Ruby's banner, anyone's banner that is coming up in the future, you do want to be aware of this, and then you can treat the data accordingly. We know there probably 21 days for Freak, and after Freak, we might get another character and another character. So this way, using these rough estimations, we can start to predict, okay, I need 120 red orbs, maybe I need 180. Maybe I'm going for 240. So each of the month, this helps you predict and helps you save more of your currencies. And I do think in the future, this Excel will be updated and I'll make more numbers more accurate so you can more accurately predict how much free-to-play currencies you get, and together we can start to save for different banners. And this is a really good way to plan ahead as well. Now, there will be more things I will be adding to the guides, including some of the summoning methods, and not summoning method, but rather summoning logics. So notice I saved a lot of those orbs, and when I summon for those very soon, I do want to make a special guide on this, so that will be coming very soon as well, and just a little teaser for that. Now, before we finish the video, I do want to come to this particular post from Don't Lose Your Wii, and this is, I have played gacha games for over 5 or 10 years as well. I think he has some really good points. So what he means is, I'll give you guys a brief summary. If you do want to have a read, it's really nice. I had a brief read as well. So he said, spend within your means. Don't go for things that is outrageously expensive, outrageously low price. So what that means is, he mentioned about the summer breeze, and this is not a good one for free-to-play players. Notice my only thing I summoned was that, and I was lucky with Colossus Arms, right? So for free-to-play players, you want to save your crystals. You don't want to get baited. You don't want to buy everything that's in the shop. Similarly, we'll be skipping banners because we know we'll probably get 50 to 60 red orbs a month. So it's better to skip some banners to guarantee yourself for some of the characters you wanted in the future. Now, not telling you how to play your game, but rather as a veteran gacha player, this will give you more chances of getting everything you wanted and be more enjoyable the way down the line. And he also mentioned about we're probably in a honeymoon stage of the game, and eventually we will lose more incomes and also more crystals. So this is why I want to make the video, to show you guys the numbers and also the figures so you can plan ahead. I know right now there's so much to explore. I didn't even have time to explore everything. You can see here I'm still about 70% explored for most zones, and I'm still need to clear them up. And as he goes, not playing the game for the long run, and also the way you the way you look at the game. So there's a lot of good insights that he was sharing, and I do want to talk about this a little bit. So depends how you want to enjoy the game. The more money you spend, the more you want to get out of the game. I had viewers who actually, unfortunately they had to do all the way. They were trying to get lucky with the Summer Breeze skins, and before they know it, they spent about 9,000 and 9,000 crystals, and they still couldn't get it. They had to spend all the way to 9,400 crystals to get this. So as free-to-play players, we need to be careful the temptations of the gacha games, and the more videos I make, I do want to encourage us to do low spending or not spending too much in the game. Now, before we finish, I did forget to mention about one thing. So I wanted to compare how much it is to if you're a light paying player. So if you do buy anything in the game, I still recommend buying the monthly pass. It is by far the best value. 3,000 of the dark crystals per month, plus a bit of the little crystals on the side. So 3,000 per month for $5 is very good. And this is the biggest difference from free to play and paying. Is the 3,000 dark crystals, which do comes into about 20 more red orbs per month if you're free to play or if you want to go low spending. After that, the battle pass will cost $10. It is not the most valuable deal if you don't want other loots, but the premium currencies. Because for $10, you get 1,330 of your dark crystals. And this also only provides you with 10 additional golden summons. So the battle pass is not as good as the deal in terms of value compared to the monthly pass. But if you do buy both of them, what you're looking at is each month you will have about 4,000 more crystals than free-to-play players, which comes to about close to 25 or 27 red wishes. You will get 10 more golden summons compared to free-to-play players. So those are the numbers in case you guys do want to pay lightly into the game. And myself, I did buy the battle pass, and I do think this is by far the best value if I want to support the game. And hopefully in the future we'll have more values for the predictions, and the future numbers will be more accurate. So this is the version 1.0. And again, guys, if you want a copy, make sure to do your own copy to calculate how much crystals you can earn in the game. Now, if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe on our YouTube channel and for more content related to Tower of Fantasy. I'll be looking into more free-to-play content, and I've tried to look into minimum spending or no spending method to clear the game and also achieve the highest amount of free currencies and also free-to-play, characters and also weapons in the game.